going on, guys? Double A here, and today we're going to discuss my top 5 tips for you going into competitive for Season 3. With Season 3 set to start real soon, I thought this would be the perfect time to discuss a few tips that I think will help you guys out. So let's get started. Alright, so tip number 1, do some research. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I think everyone should have a solid understanding of which heroes are going to be strong in this current meta going into Season 3. You should get an understanding of how the meta is going to play out. See if your favorite hero is still considered a strong pick, or maybe now has become a strong pick. A great way of doing this is to watch pro players and see what they're doing. Maybe get some ideas from them, get a few routines. You can even check out some Twitch streamers. That's always a fun way to go about studying the game, and that's one of my favorite ways to do it.
Alright, so tip number 2 is to be comfortable in all roles. Personally, I find the worst situation that can happen when playing a competitive match is when we have 4 auto-pick DPS and multiple people claiming that they don't know how to play support or tank. This is not the right way to play the game. Of course, you can have your main roles, but also be comfortable enough to play all the other roles, especially when it's needed. I personally like to be comfortable on at least 2 heroes from each role, and if you can get comfortable on multiple roles, you'll find yourself winning more games and having to deal with less frustration within your team comps. Okay, so now, let's move on to tip number 3. If you're on a losing streak, make sure you take a break. This is something I used to fall victim to pretty often. I'd go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak and continue to play competitive. This is a terrible idea. You're setting yourself up for failure. After losing 2 or 3 games in a row, don't queue up for another game. Maybe go play some quick play, have fun with that arcade mode, or even just take a break from Overwatch in general. It's never a good idea to play when you're not in the right mindset. This will cause you to lose a ton of SR, and there's no need for it. Okay, so for tip number 4, examine your gameplay. Oftentimes, you're the one with the gold medals, and this leads you to think that you played perfectly, and your team is the one to blame. Although this can partially be true, I recommend you go and rewatch some of your games to see what mistakes you are making. Because regardless of how well you think you played, there's always room for improvement. And oftentimes, you'll catch yourself making some silly mistakes that could have been easily avoided. Even pro players rewatch their gameplay to help build game sense and improve their skill. Now, for the final tip. I recommend you do not solo queue during your placement matches. I've had lots of experience with this and have found that solo queuing during placements are never a fun thing to do. Most players are worried about their placements and can be very tense and cause them to become frustrated. 2 games last season that I decided to solo queue for my placements led to fighting within the team and the player going AFK. If you're not a fan of queuing up with multiple people, I would say at least try to queue up with one other person during your placements. And if you do end up solo queuing, make sure you follow tip number 3 and do not play while you're on a losing streak. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like down below. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That'll do it for us today. I'll see you next time. Peace.